Hey guys, Esty here again. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a guide for Shopkeeper. You guys have been asking for tips for helping defeat her. We also released a guide on the cheese build, so people that don't want to take the time to learn her, maybe they just panic, maybe they don't have the mechanical skills. Yes, the mechanical skills there to defeat her. We have that deck and that trick to help unlock her, and I can totally understand people just really wanting to unlock the character and before they develop the skills to actually unlock her. And now we have this guy that we just shot today for you, where we go over all the tricks of her patterns and what I do when I fight her. I can pretty consistently. I want to say about 90% of the time, 95% of the time, we defeat her. The real trick is trying to mitigate the damage that she gives you. She does hit pretty hard. Usually just like about 2 shots, 3 shots, and you're pretty injured for your run, but that's usually your mistake and not her. Usually you can armor up before her scary attacks at the end of her life bar, before you really get any damage, because the rest of his stuff is just muscle memory. What I hope you take from this guide is that as long as you take the time to actually learn somebody's patterns, all of a sudden they become not too scary. That's the trick, and hopefully I can offer that you guys that I did all the hard work for you to make it easier for you guys, and I really hope that this helps. And at the end of it, I want to hear down in the comments if it did help you unlock the Shopkeeper and take her on. I hope it did help you guys, and we'll have more guides coming. Alrighty, YouTube, Shopkeeper fight. You guys have been asking her for some other ways to fight her and learn her patterns. So here we go in an attempt to just make this fight a little bit easier for you guys. Once you get it down, you can win the fight pretty easily, pretty consistently. I think this one here was our first take of the day, and I'm still half asleep, so you can see that you can get it down pretty easily. I think we made like 2 little mistakes, but the overall point still stands. So here we go, let's get started. Alright, here you guys see me initiating the fight, and we're getting right to it. We're going to start with our first attack here. As you can see, she opens up with probably what people think is one of her most trickiest attacks. And I'm going to slow it down for you guys. This is a nice opener here. I think once the Shopkeeper starts with this opener, a lot of people panic. They expect her to do the freezer attack where she locks you in a square. And then people see this one and they just automatically freak out. I have a silly little trick that I like to do for this attack, and I'll show you guys that now. Here we go. So once I see her opening with this attack, one of the first things I want you to notice, it's very easy to see when she comes out with this attack. It kind of like crawls out almost like a spider. Something like that. Like it creeps across the stage, from the endpoints being the most outward and the center part being the most inward, and it creeps across the stage slowly, as you can see here. So the way I normally prepare for this attack is I like to get on the very back square second from the bottom, and I like to stand there and wait for a specific cue. And the trick here is not to panic. So I wait for a specific cue, and that's this hitbox going off. That's my cue. That's it. Weird, right? No crazy dodge patterns, nothing like that. I go to the back square, I wait for this to go off. Once that goes off, it's telling me that this bottom square is safe. And then I move down. That's it. Were you guys waiting for some long, crazy explanation? Pretty insane, right? So we'll run it back. I see the attack is going. I get in position, and I just move down. There it is in full speed. Pretty crazy trick, huh? I'm sure there's other ways to dodge the patterns and things like that, but that's my trick, and it's consistent and it works. There you go. All right, let's go on to our next attack. Here you can see her drag attack. There's no science to this one. She pulls you, and all you have to do is I go with the triple tap, and I triple tap towards the direction where the green things are coming from. So that's all I learned to look out for. Once she starts doing it, literally, it's like playing Simon Says or Bop It or something. You see the tiles fly out, you push towards those tiles. Don't look for the hitboxes. It's going to confuse you. Just look for where the attack is coming from and keep pushing towards that direction. So those are 2 attacks down. You can see they're actually pretty simple. We're going to move on to the next attack that gets a lot of people. I don't know what to call this attack, the roundabout, whatever you want to call it, which goes around the whole stage over and over and over, and people get ripped apart. And this is another attack that's actually pretty easy. Again, at the end of this guide, I would assume that you guys are going to go like, wow, her attacks are not too scary. But that's just also because I took the time to really grind her and learn what she has to offer to throw out at people. And we took, it took a few hours, and here we are. So with this attack, I usually like to start at the top square, top middle square. So second column from the front, third to the top. That's where I like to start. And we're going to be moving around clockwise. Sorry for the follow alerts. So I start there, and I move around clockwise. And this is all based on timing. So if I slow it down even more to try to show you guys exactly what's happening here, it's also going to go clockwise. So I'm going to slow it down for you. We're going to come back here where the attack starts, where I get into position. Right here, I'm in position. The attack is going to go down, then the attack's going to go across. And as you can see, I have a rhythm down where all I'm doing is staying in the inner side square and moving clockwise. Now this is a rhythm you're going to find. Also, the visual cues are like once you see the attacks move to the square where you're going, that's when it's safe to go. But eventually, you're not really going to be paying as much attention to the actual attack. You're going to have it down to a science. It's a rhythm thing. Just try it a couple times, and then you're going to see how easy it is. It looks harder than it is. I think that's the best way to explain it. It looks harder than it is. Here it is one more time. Moving around clockwork motion. Once the attack passes by, a good way to visualize is you're kind of like following the trail around, staying behind the trail, and that's how you do it. And I'll show you guys one more time in full motion. Let's move on to the next attack that she throws at us. Awesome. Here's another example of her like spider attack that goes across. I don't know why I call it a spider, but it is what it is. And we can see that in full motion and how I prepare for it. Get in the square I was telling you about, wait for my cue, and go down into the corner. Again, I want to point out that we did this on the first try in the first area. I only added 2 cards to the deck, so it's pretty much a starter deck. So nothing fancy here. All right, so here's our next attack. She could, again, these are not the same attacks, the same order that she's going to throw at you guys every single time. We need to learn these patterns. She could throw out any ones at any time, but most of them are not scary, so you'll be fine. So with this attack, it usually goes the same. She'll start to box you in from the outside. I guess the freezer box attack. And so you're going to go on the same square that I'm standing on right now, and you're going to burst your way out. Again, knowing that she has this attack, I would not fight the shopkeeper if you don't have spells that attack your side of the field or shoot out from your side of the field. If you only have thunder and long range spells, this is not going to help you here, and you might get hurt pretty bad. There we go. We blast our way out. Go to the very corner. Again, you have to go through 2 tiles for this. I'll show you guys one more time. Let's rewind. She locks us in the box. I get on the square that I showed you guys, and we shoot our way out. That's it. Shoot our way out. Once you're on the last tile, you're out, and the hit radius of the bomb that comes down will not hurt you anymore. We're free to do damage. Let me wait for her next attack to throw out. And here we go. We got the clockwork again. Easy, right? So once you get these attacks down, you're pretty much set, and she's just going to keep throwing these at you in random orders to try to kill you. Eventually, once you get her low enough, she's going to throw out a different attack, and we're going to wait for that one here. All right. She's ready for her next attack. So once she gets down pretty low, I would say about around 1,000 HP, she starts getting weak. This is when she's going to throw this attack at you. This is not the spider attack. She's going to come up to the front tile, unless you pushed her back or, she's snared, something like that. She's going to come up and she's going to start throwing stuff everywhere. It gets very crazy, as you can see. There's hitboxes everywhere. Here's my trick for this one. As soon as I see her run up to the front tile and she's preparing the attack that she wants to do, I just run right up to her face. That's it. That's my trick. I run right up to her face. Usually the square is pretty safe and you can just keep dishing damage. So I run up and I just dish as much damage as I can. Yeah, that's it. Crazy, right? I'm giving you guys all the little secrets. Again, a lot of her attacks look scary, but once you understand them or take the time to understand them, all of a sudden they're not so scary anymore. I do want to point out at this point that she does have, when she gets even lower, another attack that looks like that one, which will hit different squares in a pattern, even the safe square. Again, the tricks with these are take baby steps, don't run around crazy. Here's one of them, for example, and I can slow it down for you to show you guys exactly what's going on. She's not happy at this point. It dished a lot of damage, she's almost dead. You can see she's just attacking in different lines. So again, the trick here is not to panic and run around, otherwise you'll probably get hit multiple times from the same attack. Just take baby steps. Look for one that's about to go off, and then usually you want to go to that tile that just went off. And that's the tricks that we're looking for. Don't run around crazy, your reflexes will have to get better. This is a game that tests your skill. Take your time and just move patiently. Again, you can see that we're doing it here. We do take a hit again. This was just a warm-up run. But you can see that we're not panicking. We're just moving one tile at a time and waiting for a tile to go off, and then we're moving into that tile. And then she's dead. So the thing to take from here is a lot of her attacks, once you see what's going on, she's really not that scary, and I urge you guys to take all the fights that way. Really try to boil it down to what exactly is happening, and the fights will become a lot easier. A lot of her attacks, I want to say like 80% of her attacks you could see are just very easy. They're always the same, they're always exactly the same, and once you know how to handle it, it pretty much becomes muscle memory. And all of a sudden the Shopkeeper's not too scary. I hope this helps you guys. Can't wait to hear about your results from this guide and everyone unlocking the Shopkeeper. Thanks, guys.